Alright, this is going to be a rant on jobs, particularly with the pay and how unstable they are. Now, I've had three jobs. Technically, my first job was I cut grass with my uncle when I lived down south. Cut grass with him, made some big money doing that. Not big money. What am I talking about? It was, I got paid pretty much. The pay rate was for because we in down south, like the lawns are really big. They're not like here in the city area or in the suburbs. Like these are like acres. I'm talking about. We had to cut, so we got paid pretty big money for that. Now here I am again saying pretty big money, but it was like what 200, 100 for the acres and stuff like that. And not to mention we did like fertilizer and stuff like that. And my other job, I came back to live here, in the state, not in the States, but in the city area back in Chicago, where I got my job doing at a grocery store, which really sucked. The pay rate was big, but the job itself sucked. It was terrible. You pretty much you worked more than you got paid, and they let me go anyway because the store was closing down. So, whatever. And now I'm working at Best Buy, which is all right. It started out good, but I pretty much knew this is gonna happen. What's happening to me now is my pay rate's going down. I'm getting less hours, and it's getting pretty bad. I was talking to Tyler on the phone about this, and I'm like, man, I know he says, he wants a job. I'm like, it is so hard to get a job. First of all, it took me a while to get this job. I didn't have a job for almost a year. I mean, you got to be persistent. You got to be on the ass about that. Like, I'll go into a store. I would go into a store, put in an application, and I'll say, can I speak to the manager? I like to talk to the manager, just to make sure, just to let them know that I have an application in. And I'll keep doing that. And I'll get no results. Most of the time, the managers in these kind of grocery store and stuff like that, they don't even like to talk to you. They just like to stay in the office. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to know what my application is doing? They're like, well, they're just gonna call you and you just have to wait. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I would at least see. What I like to do is I like to talk to the manager. I put my application in. I want to talk to the manager of the store, any manager. I don't care if it's a department manager. I don't care if it's a store manager. Can I just talk to one of them to let them know that, hey, I have an application in. I just want to let you guys know that I don't live far at all from this place. I really live right up the street. So if you need any help, I am available. I can work any hours and go from there. But usually they don't get hired. The only reason I got hired at this job that I'm at now is because my mom knew someone that works there. That's the only reason I got this job. You really have. I really hate to say this term, but it's not who you know, it's who you blow nowadays. It's like you gotta know somebody in order to get a job. You can't just get a job on spec like you used to, and that's really annoying. Another thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna come back to that point too, what I was just talking about the getting the jobs. But another thing I want to talk about is the pay rate. Now, or in the hours. Now the pay rate starts out pretty alright. Like I'm starting out at $8. I started out at $8 even, and my pay rate is going up from 8 to 8.10, something like that. So it goes up every I don't know. Like you got to be there a couple of years and stuff like that to get vacation time and all that shit. So I'm not even eligible for a vacation yet. So that's out the question. But what happens is, I don't know about you guys, but when I get a job, I'll get the job and the pay rate's fine. And then they'll start lowering the hours, and the pay rate stays. Well, the pay rate stays the same. What they'll do is they'll lower the hours. I'm like, this is fucking annoying. Like now, I started out working. I had some pretty good hours. Like I was working really Monday through Friday, or I work the weekend and I have like 2 days off, or even 1 day off. And every 2 weeks we would get paid, and my check would be sometimes 400, sometimes 600. Now my check's like 300 and shit. And it's going down even lower to 200. I'm like, damn, okay, the hours, like I'm working like this week I only got like 3 days to work. I'm like, shit, I know my paycheck is going to be low this week. Well, this upcoming paycheck because of the hours. And that happens a lot with a job. Like the hours go down. I'm like, fuck. This shit is just unstable, and it's annoying because, okay, you got to go to college to get a job, right? A better job. But I'm in college. I'm taking online courses because I don't like going in and on campus because the people who teach there suck, and they just really are doing it for the paycheck. And you got to pay a shitload of money to get into those colleges. And not only that, get into the college, you got book fees, and you got to pay for supplies and shit, and it's annoying. And you really don't know if you're passing or not. I mean, you have to really be on these people's asses at the colleges, you know, if you're passing or not. Because if you fail, if you miss a certain amount of days, they'll kick you out, and that's it for you. You just wasted well over $500 just on that one course. And it's like, god damn. The tutors suck. They don't want to help you, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. But getting back on the subject of jobs, I don't know what it is at my job now at Best Buy. It's probably because people just don't have money to spend at Best Buy now. What I do is I like to buy movies. I like to go to movies and stuff like that. But what I do first is when I get my check, I gotta say, okay, I gotta pay on the car. I gotta take care of the car first. That's $100. That's $100 down right there. That's, paying on the car note, and not only that, gas, and I gotta clean the dang. So that's probably $120 right there. I live with my mom now again. I was living with a friend, but I can't do that now due to my low pay rate. So I gotta help her out with the house, and my stepdad, he works too, thank God. So right there, that's $200 gone down the drain, because I gotta pay the car, and I gotta help them out with the house and stuff. So I give them $100 or $50 to help out with bills and whatnot. So that's $150 or $200 gone right there. And if I'm lucky, I'll have, depending on the paycheck, I'll have $100 left, or maybe I'll have $50 or something like that left. And that's really not a lot. Especially when you got to get toothpaste, you got to get soap, you got to get all this other shit, and that's money gone. And I'm like, so by the time I get the check, I'm really left with nothing almost. And it's just such a pain in the ass when they do that with jobs. I don't know what it is. I know we're kind of in a little recession right now, but jobs are just really unstable to come by. I've even thinking about, I've been looking for new jobs, and nobody wants to hire. I've been, checking online, going in. People just don't want to hire. You really got to know somebody to get in. Like I said, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. And it's really, really annoying. And I know I'm not alone in this because money's just hard to come by nowadays, and it's really annoying. When I'm a big comic book reader, and I like collecting comics. I like going. When something comes out, I like getting it right away. I hate waiting. And when I go to the comic book store lately, the guy who works at the comic book store, he's like, that's all you're getting? Like, I'll pick up like 2 to 3 comics, or maybe 5 at most. I used to pick up like a big stack, but he's always making fun of me. He's like, that's all you're gonna get? I'm like, dude, I can't afford anymore. I would like to get more, but I can't get any more. The most I can spend in a comic book store nowadays is 20. Like I can get a trade, and maybe I can get like a bunch of comics. Like I gotta choose between the two, a trade or a bunch of comics. So I'm like, damn. And not only that, I like to see movies, anime, games, shit. I haven't even been able to buy games in a minute. People keep asking me to do game reviews. I can't do them because I can't afford the games. Movies too. I haven't been doing movie reviews for a while. If you noticed, and that's just me ranting on about the job thing. It's really hard to keep. It's hard to get a job. It's hard to keep a job. And being without a job sucks. Trust me, you can't do shit without a job. And I just wanted to rant on about that, and I'm going to leave it at that. If anybody else has this problem, please let me know, because I'm getting sick of it.